Are you buying Josh Allen and the Bills as AFC contenders after this?
Hell no. They're pretenders. I'm not buying those guys.
Wow.
I mean, listen, even though they had a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter, they left the door open for the Tampa Bay Bucs to get back in it. That game should not have come down to a Hail Mary, which Tampa should have executed successfully, might I add. Baker Mayfield had all day to throw it up there, and Chris Godwin, because 2 Bills defenders fell down, was wide open in the end zone. He just didn't look up to track the ball. There was every opportunity for the Bucs to win that game, and the only reason they had said opportunities is because the Bills left the door open. When you look at the 5 plays, the handful of plays that could be the difference in the game, you go to the 4th and goal early on in that game. Why aren't we going with the brotherly shove or the tush push? You used it on the next drive to sustain that drive. If you'll use the QB sneak in the field, why won't you use it on 4th and 1 at the goal line? Makes no sense. The second quarter pick from Josh Allen, I mean, we might as well put that on a loop because it seems like every week we're looking at plays that Josh Allen makes that turns into turnovers for the other team that leads directly to points. That shouldn't happen. The 3rd and 2 in the fourth quarter when you got an opportunity to ice it, you didn't. You handed the ball to Latavius Murray in a situation where you probably would be better served with a quarterback design run. And it's not like you didn't have any of those. You used the QB draw on the first drive you had. So why not use your 6'5", 250-pound quarterback as a guy in a design quarterback run where you have the numbers in the run game and it's advantageous for you? And then, of course, the face mask by Jordan Phillips that extends the drive and allows Tampa to pull within one score. Those are the things that happen that just shouldn't happen, and I don't understand why we continue to see it. It's Josh Allen, it's the coaching staff, Sean McDermott and Ken Dorsey, and that's why I can't have the belief in this team as a contender.
At least they won, right? They had a tough loss to the Patriots 4 days earlier. They had a tough win against the Giants the week before. Something about them doesn't look right, though, right, Brooke?
Something about them, I think, on defense doesn't look right. To me, is the biggest issue that they couldn't get off the field, making those penalties. They couldn't get off the field, allowed the Bucs back in it late in the game. I watched the first half, though, and I felt a lot better about the Bucs offense, or about the Bills offense, not so much the Bucs offense. But to me, I look at the Bills, I like what they were doing, no huddle. I like seeing Josh Allen run. Obviously, he has still got to get better at getting out of bounds or sliding, but at this point in his career, are we really going to expect to see him come out and do something better? But I don't think that they silenced the critics, but they didn't get louder to me, although this was, I don't know if this was preaching or an attorney arguing his case, but either way, I might be a little less convinced than I was an hour
With
ago.
5 specific plays. Like he wanted you to know. Like he was not. Bart, what'd you think of Buffalo last night?
I tell you what, he said it with Chris said it with his chest, man. And to echo what he was saying, I don't think they are true contenders. I think when you lose Milano, you lose Davis White, it changes the way in which they want to play. They can't play man-to-man coverage. They have to play zone. I think we overstate the fact that Leslie Frazier isn't there because they had a certain type of chemistry, a certain type of style of play. And when you look at it, what they have coming, in the near future, Cincinnati, they have the Jets again, Philly, KC, Dallas, Chargers. Those are all games that they can lose. They're a wounded duck, and I think everybody knows it. And I think they're going to struggle to get to the finish line. And I don't know if Josh Allen, with the style of play and him continuing to play recklessly and them using him as the primary runner at times, is going to last the entire season. Sean McDermott has seen this movie before. We talk about, he came close, only second to Cam Newton. Well, Cam Newton was like a supernova. It was beautiful while it lasted, but it didn't last well. I don't know if the battle of attrition, every time you get guys coming here that think they're Superman, you heard Richardson, a rookie, saying he's an alien. Well, guess what? They got Ghostbusters out here in the NFL. He's going to learn that he better start protecting himself because guys are going to start dumping him on his head no matter how soft the league is. It ain't that soft.
Ghostbusters was Ghost. Aliens was Men in Black.
Okay, Independence Day, damn it.
I'm just saying. Mike T, Allen did get hurt in this game. Like, he stayed in, but not concerned?
Yeah, that is a big concern. Of all the things we talked about, I think they could solve their offense from a standpoint of Gabe Davis, much better last night. Dalton Kincaid, his first touchdown. But that AC joint, have a lot of experience with that. There were some times in the game, guys, where he wasn't even high-fiving his teammates. And after the adrenaline wears off and probably some other medicine, I'm sure today he's really sore. And if I'm a Bills fan today, that's my biggest concern is the health of that AC joint on his throwing shoulder.
The whole league, we're going to sauce that up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure we're going to armbar that one. We're going to cross-face chicken wing them on.
But, there is one thing I want to point out with the Buffalo Bills offense. As Brooke mentioned, it was more up-tempo. Josh Allen had the fastest average snap to throw time of any game he's ever played within his NFL career. It's clear to me that Ken Dorsey, their offensive coordinator, is trying to eliminate the post-snap thinking for Josh. Up-tempo offense standardizes the defense, gives you more vanilla looks. You're doing more pre-snap thinking than post-snap thinking. Hit your back foot, get the ball out on time. They are acknowledging that the turnovers from Josh continues to be a problem. They're trying to eliminate the thinking post-snap from Josh Allen. The one thing I will say about this Buffalo Bills team, though, is that this is a team right now that's behind the Miami Dolphins in the standings. This is a team that's 1-3 on the road as opposed to 4-0 at home. I don't count the London game, that's a road game. So it's a situation right now for the Buffalo Bills that if this team can't find a way to close the gap on Miami and win the division, then we got to see whether or not we trust them to go on the road as a wild card team in the AFC. But I don't know how you could say that based on what they've shown.
And the window was closed for them.
We got more coming on this. I got to get it to break. This has been fun, but I got to get it to break. Buffalo's got a week and a half off till they play at Cincinnati, so we'll see what they got there. We are now 4 days away from the trade deadline, and all eyes are, as always, on the Dallas Cowboys coming off their bye. They're going to face the Rams this week. Dak Prescott helped lead the Cowboys to a bounce-back win against the Chargers right before the bye. However, owner Jerry Jones is far from satisfied and says he's open to trade offers, sort of. Listen.
I'm by nature active, and I'm by nature a risk taker. So don't come by unless you want struck at. So we will trade. There's no mistake about it, or we will make a deal. But it's certainly got a high bar because I like our team.
Yeah, like some people, like they talk and you're like, oh, he talked a lot, but he didn't really say anything. Jerry says like literally everything. Like we'll trade, but also we won't trade. Like yeah, it's nice. He keeps all his bases covered. Let's live in a world where the Cowboys are making trades at the deadline. What is the one call, Brooke Pryor, they need to make right now?
Well, I don't know that they're going to make a call as much as they're going to wait for somebody to walk by, and then Jerry Jones is going to swipe at him like a cat under a couch. But if I'm them, I'm taking a swipe at Derrick Henry because the Cowboys need more help in the run game. And I know they love Tony Pollard. We get it. He's their guy. However, Himbo sent me this stat. In 2022, Tony Pollard's yards per carry in the fourth quarter was 6.8. This year, it's 3. 3 yards. This guy is gassed. You know what would help? I don't know. Another running back, say maybe Derrick Henry?
What do you think, Bart?
Listen, you talk about the physicality that Derrick Henry runs with. Like he's a guy, as everybody starts to get beat, banged up, battle of attrition, he gets stronger as the season goes. That big body wearing on you is going to be effective when you talk about playoff football. You pack your run game, you pack your defense. I like that. I can't be mad at it.
So that's where you would go? You go offense if you were them?
No. In my opinion, no. I thought I was talking about what happens.
What would you do if you're Jerry Jones and somebody made a phone call? What are you looking for in trade?
I'm going Levante David. Right, because they need somebody at the second level. Because you think about Van Der Esch, they struggled. They struggled last year to stop the run. I'm tired of them playing with Michael Parsons. When they need help in the middle, can't stop the run, they put Michael Parsons there. Then teams just run opposite of him, run away from him. You need a leader. You need a captain out there, somebody that's going to have that Raekwon Smith type of effect when you talk about being able to stop the run and being able to man the front seven.
What's your Cowboys move, Mike T?
Yeah, I like Brooks' idea about Derrick Henry, but the one that to me is even better. No, I already overpaid one aging linebacker part. Is Davante Adams, and here's why. We know how much they're struggling in the red zone, and if you get this guy with CeeDee Lamb, it will be a force multiplier because now CeeDee Lamb will not be able to dictate coverage all the time to defense. He will take some of the load. Davante Adams does not want to be in Vegas. We're going on 5 years of when Amari Cooper was traded to Dallas. That was a meaningful impact. I know Graz's situation was a little bit different. But this is a team that last year played Philadelphia twice. The net point differential was 3. They are close to Philadelphia, and a guy like Davante Adams will get them over the hump.
Bart is openly laughing at your point.
No, it's like no duh. But it's crazy. It's crazy though. Like, what is this fantasy football? What did they bring Brandon Cooks?
That's what we're doing.
What did they bring Brandon Cooks in for? How much help does Dak Prescott need or deserve? You're paying this man $1 billion. Like, you got to go out and get Davante Adams?
Yeah, Brandon Cooks hasn't done as much as they had hoped.
Whose fault is that? That's Mike McCarthy's fault.
Right,
we know this guy has 1,000 yards. You can bank it.
Bart, this time of year, you're trying to solve a problem. The problem you can solve with Davante Adams specifically is where they're struggling, and that's in the red zone.
Well,
a lot of money.
Henry solves that problem too. He takes the pressure off Dak. Yes,
like box,
him a lot
and
of
opens
money.
it up for Brandon Cooks.
Well, you really love Brandon Cooks.
Well, Brandon Cooks is a 1,000-yard receiver. Listen, this guy has a
Not
body
this
of
year
work.
he's not.
Listen, are you his agent? Because he should
Man,
be.
this dude has had 1,000 yards with bum quarterbacks, right? Dak Prescott's supposed to be a franchise quarterback. It's up to Mike McCarthy to figure out how to use Brandon Cook. It's not a Brandon Cooks problem.
But I look at it more philosophical. I love having Brandon Cooks, and at some point he will or could be impactful. My point is, if we're running the Cowboys, and we know Tuesday at 4 o'clock is the last meaningful opportunity to improve this team, and we know that the red zone is a big problem. We have Cooks, we have Lamb, we got Gallup. Let's go get another number one, much the way Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. We have a chance to compete with those elite offenses.
Let's get Mike Adams, too, while we at Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, just load it all
Let's
up.
load it up.
All the receivers.
Let's get them all.
See if the Bills
trade
will move
Tony
Diggs.
Pollard. Who needs a running back?
Bring them all on.